Welcome to Senior Health Secrets, your trusted guide to aging with vitality and wisdom. It's a common thought among adults over 60. A daily vitamin is a small, easy step towards better health. We see them as a safety net, something that can only do good. But what if that's not the whole story? Imagine this. A recent study from one of the world's top universities discovered something startling. Nearly 1 in 4 older adults are taking vitamin doses that exceed recommended levels. Even more concerning, a third of those individuals faced unexpected heart or nerve issues within a single year. Think about what that means. A simple pill, one you might take to keep your heart strong, could potentially contribute to a brain-related incident while you sleep. And here's the most alarming part. The vitamin at the center of this isn't some obscure compound. It's a nutrient that many heart health supplements proudly feature right on the front of the bottle. For an older adult, just one of these minor events can change everything. It can steal your ability to walk freely. It can make cooking a meal impossible. It can even take away the joy of reading a story to a grandchild. These serious risks are often disguised behind reassuring phrases like immune support or energy boost. Today, on Senior Health Secrets, we are going to carefully examine 5 specific vitamins that, in certain situations, could quietly elevate your risk of a stroke. These are vitamins you've probably been told are perfectly safe. And you'll definitely want to stick around for the entire video. The 5th vitamin on our list is one that millions of Americans rely on for cardiac wellness, yet it might be the one that poses the greatest hidden threat to your brain. Before we continue, I'd love to connect with you. Please take a moment to tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from and what vitamin you make a part of your morning routine. I personally read every comment because your experience could be the one that helps another member of our community stay safe. Number 1. Niacin. For decades, niacin, also known as vitamin B3, has been celebrated as a champion for heart health. It's famous for its ability to lower bad cholesterol and improve blood flow. At least, that's the promise on countless supplement labels. However, for adults in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, this supplement can become an unseen trigger for dramatic swings in blood pressure and even minor strokes. Let's use an analogy. Think of your arteries as a garden hose. In appropriate, small amounts, niacin helps the hose relax, allowing water, or in this case blood, to flow smoothly. But when the dose gets too high, it's like someone unpredictably pinching and releasing the hose. The arteries can suddenly tighten, then relax, then tighten again. This creates a chaotic roller coaster for your blood pressure. When pressure plummets and then spikes, it can momentarily starve parts of your brain of oxygen. A study conducted by the National Institutes of Health revealed a serious risk. Individuals taking more than 500 milligrams of niacin daily saw their risk of an irregular heartbeat climb by 28%. Their risk of a mild stroke increased by 16%. Many people choose flush-free versions, hoping to avoid the common side effect of skin redness. But these formulas can be deceptive, often packing a gram or more of niacin into a single serving. I remember a conversation with Robert, a 72-year-old former accountant from Texas. He started taking a heart support supplement containing 1,000 milligrams of B3 each morning. Just 2 weeks into his new routine, he woke up feeling incredibly dizzy. His face was beet red, and for a few frightening minutes, he struggled to form words. His doctors later confirmed he had experienced a transient ischemic attack, or TIA. This is a mini stroke, and it was triggered by the abrupt changes in his blood flow caused by the high-dose supplement. As soon as he stopped taking it, the episodes vanished and never came back. For older adults, The safe upper intake is around 50 milligrams per day, and this amount should really only be taken with a doctor's guidance. Anything beyond that can also cause a spike in your blood sugar levels and interfere with your heart's natural rhythm. This is especially dangerous if you're already on medication for cholesterol or blood pressure. If you ever feel a sudden warmth, a flush in your skin, or a pounding in your chest after taking a supplement, please don't dismiss it as a detox reaction. That is your body sending a signal that your blood vessels are under stress. The real danger is that these repeated pressure fluctuations can cause silent, cumulative damage to the tiny, delicate arteries in your brain, the very vessels responsible for your memory, your balance, and your coordination. So before you grab that bottle promising a heartier heart, turn it around and read the nutrition label. Add up the niacin from all your supplements, your multivitamin, your energy drink, your cholesterol formula, and make sure you stay far below that 50 milligram threshold. Research from Harvard serves as a powerful reminder that more is not always better. Older adults who maintain a moderate niacin intake experience more stable blood pressure and have fewer emergency room visits for issues like dizziness or fainting. Sometimes the first step to protecting your heart is to start by protecting your brain. Before we continue, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever felt that flushing sensation or a racing heart after taking a vitamin? Your story in the comments could serve as a valuable warning for someone else. Now, if niacin can disrupt your circulation so profoundly, our next vitamin is even more surprising. It doesn't just affect blood flow, it can actually increase the pressure inside your skull. Number 2. Vitamin A. Vitamin A has a great reputation. We know it for helping to keep our vision sharp and our skin looking youthful. But for those of us over 60, an excess of this vitamin can secretly create a dangerous buildup of pressure inside the head, a condition that can look and feel just like a stroke. Here's why. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. Unlike vitamins that your body flushes out easily, this one gets stored in your liver. Think of your liver as a sponge. Once that sponge is completely saturated, it can't hold anymore. The excess vitamin A then begins to seep out into your bloodstream and circulate into the fluid surrounding your brain. This process traps pressure within the rigid confines of your skull, almost like air being pumped into a sealed container. As this internal pressure climbs, the blood vessels located behind your eyes and deep within your brain begin to swell. This swelling chokes off blood flow, reducing the amount of oxygen reaching your brain tissue. This creates a direct path to stroke-like symptoms. Physicians at the Mayo Clinic have pointed out that a long-term daily intake of more than 10,000 international units of vitamin A can lead to a condition called intracranial hypertension. Furthermore, a review in the journal JAMA Ophthalmology found that a daily dose of 25,000 IUs caused older adults to experience double vision, severe headaches, and persistent dizziness. The mechanism is straightforward but perilous. The swelling nerves compress the veins that are responsible for draining fluid away from your brain. As a result, blood and cerebrospinal fluid get backed up, which dramatically increases pressure and disrupts normal circulation. When that circulation falters even for a moment, the brain responds in the same way it would during a mini-stroke. The warning signs might seem subtle at first, a bit of blurred vision, momentary confusion, or difficulty finding the right words. But these are critical alerts that the delicate balance of pressure and oxygen in your brain has been compromised. If you ignore these signals, the episodes can escalate into a full-blown stroke, or even lead to permanent vision loss. I recall the story of Eleanor, a 67-year-old from Arizona. She began taking a supplement marketed for vision and youth that contained 20,000 IUs of vitamin A on top of her regular multivitamin. After only 2 months, she started waking up with splitting headaches and would see flashes of light whenever she stood up too quickly. Her ophthalmologist discovered significant swelling behind both of her eyes, a classic early sign of pressure buildup. As soon as she discontinued the high-dose supplements, the swelling subsided within a few weeks and her vision returned to normal. For adults, the safe upper limit for vitamin A is 10,000 IUs per day, and that includes intake from all sources combined. The problem is that many anti-aging or eye health formulas on the market contain more than that in a single pill. When combined with a daily multivitamin, the risk can easily double or triple. Remember, vitamin A is stored in your fat. Every dose you take adds to the total, creating a silent cumulative weight that presses against the fragile vessels in your brain. If you're over 60, here's a safer alternative. Look for supplements that use beta-carotene. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A only as it's needed, so it won't overwhelm your system. And if you start experiencing persistent headaches, nausea, or seeing flashes of light after starting a new vitamin regimen, please speak with your doctor immediately. Before we move on, let's do a quick poll. Press 1 in the comments if you've ever taken a separate vitamin A supplement, or press 0 if you're going to check your labels after watching this. Your simple click helps our community of seniors find this important information and stay safe. You're watching Senior Health Secrets. The next vitamin on our list might be the most deceptive of all. It doesn't affect pressure. Instead, it can quietly attack the very nerves that transmit signals between your brain and the rest of your body. Number 3. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is widely promoted as a guardian of the nervous system. It's sold as a solution for better sleep, sharper mental focus, and a calmer mood. But for older adults, it can have the exact opposite effect. When you take high doses of vitamin B6 for an extended period, it can begin to erode the protective coating that encases your nerves, known as the myelin sheath. A good analogy is a phone charger cable. The myelin is like the rubber insulation. When that insulation starts to fray, the electrical wires inside become exposed, and the signal gets disrupted. When this happens in your body, those nerve signals start to misfire. You might begin to feel a tingling or pins and needles sensation in your hands and feet. Sometimes a feeling of numbness can creep up your legs. Some individuals find their balance is off, causing them to stumble more frequently. Others experience a burning pain that is often misdiagnosed as arthritis or simple poor circulation. This condition of nerve damage is called peripheral neuropathy. It can lead to muscle weakness, tremors, and a significantly increased risk of falls. This creates a dangerous chain of events that can culminate in a stroke or even a serious head injury. The scientific evidence backs this up. A 2020 study from the University of Tokyo tracked patients who were using high-dose vitamin B6 supplements. They discovered that 14% of them developed signs of nerve damage within just 1 year. So how does this connect to stroke risk? It's a two-part answer. First, when the sensory nerves that tell your brain where your feet and legs are in space become damaged, your brain loses crucial feedback. This leads to slower reflexes and poorer coordination, dramatically increasing the odds of a fall that could cause a traumatic brain injury or vascular damage. Research published in Clinical Nutrition in 2019 found that older adults with high levels of B6 in their blood showed greater instability in their systolic blood pressure, a pattern directly linked to a higher risk of many strokes. What makes this danger so insidious is that the symptoms appear very gradually. The first indication might be a faint tingling in your fingertips or a strange sensation that your shoes feel too tight. But once that protective myelin sheath is gone, it can take months for the nerves to heal, and sometimes the damage is permanent. Even small daily overdoses can accumulate over time because vitamin B6 is stored in your muscle tissue. The safest path forward is to practice moderation. Aim to get the majority of your B6 from your diet. Foods like bananas, salmon, potatoes, and fortified cereals are excellent sources. You should limit any B6 from supplements to no more than 10 milligrams per day, unless you are specifically instructed otherwise by your doctor. Read every label on every product you take. Most multivitamins already provide an adequate amount of B6. Adding a second supplement, like one for mood or energy, can unknowingly multiply your risk. While vitamin B6 can damage your nerves from the inside out, the next vitamin on our list poses a different kind of threat. It can thin your blood to such a degree that a tiny vessel in your brain could suddenly give way. Number 4. Vitamin E. For many years, vitamin E was marketed as a shield for your heart. It's a potent antioxidant, celebrated for its ability to protect blood vessels from damage and slow down the aging process. And while it does have benefits, in older adults, that very same property can become a quiet danger to the brain. When you take vitamin E in high doses, it functions as a powerful blood thinner. This can make the smallest, most fragile blood vessels in your brain more susceptible to rupturing. A 2021 study from Harvard researchers demonstrated that individuals who consumed more than 400 IU of vitamin E daily had a 22% greater risk of a hemorrhagic stroke. That's a stroke caused by bleeding in the brain. The National Institutes of Health confirms this risk. They state that doses above the safe daily limit of 15 milligrams, which is about 22 IU, can interfere with vitamin K, the nutrient that is essential for blood clotting. This means that a minor bump to the head or a sudden strain on a vessel could trigger internal bleeding because your body's natural stop bleeding mechanism is impaired. The danger escalates dramatically when high-dose vitamin E is combined with prescription blood-thinning medications, such as aspirin, warfarin, or Plavix. The combination can make the blood so thin that it struggles to carry oxygen effectively through the brain. Tiny capillaries, which once provided a steady supply of oxygen, can begin to leak. Over time, this can lead to what are known as microbleeds, minuscule pools of blood that silently inflict damage on the parts of your brain that control memory and balance. These tiny lesions are often only discovered on an MRI scan, after a person experiences a mild stroke or complains of unexplained dizziness. A 2019 analysis from the Mayo Clinic found that seniors taking vitamin E supplements of 200 IU or more had significantly higher rates of bleeding within the brain compared to those who got their vitamin E from food sources. The researchers concluded that the antioxidant benefits of vitamin E seem to disappear once the dosage goes beyond what you could naturally get from your diet. The science is simple but critical. Vitamin E inhibits platelet aggregation, which is the process of blood cells clumping together to form a clot when a vessel is torn. While this can be beneficial for preventing certain types of heart attacks in some younger people, in older adults with more fragile blood vessels, it removes a vital safety measure. The blood becomes too fluid, and vessels already weakened by age or high blood pressure can burst without any warning. The initial symptoms might be subtle. You might notice you're bruising more easily, or you might have occasional nosebleeds or feel lightheaded when you stand up. But the real threat emerges when that bleeding happens inside the skull. A sudden, severe headache, confusion, or nausea could be a sign that what you thought was a heart-protective vitamin has turned into a neurological emergency. Experts strongly recommend getting your vitamin E from food sources first. Almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and olive oil are excellent choices. These natural sources provide a balanced amount that protects your cells without compromising your blood's ability to clot. If a supplement is truly necessary, stay below the 15 milligram daily limit and never combine it with an anticoagulant medication unless your doctor has specifically approved it and is monitoring you. It's a striking paradox. The very vitamin once hailed as a protector of the heart can become the catalyst that ruptures a vessel in your brain. And if a blood thinner isn't concerning enough, the final vitamin on our list can actually do the opposite. It can harden those same arteries, setting the stage for a stroke while you're fast asleep. Number 5. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is often lovingly called the sunshine vitamin. It's praised for its role in building strong bones and supporting a healthy immune system. But for older adults, particularly those over 60, taking too much of it, or even taking it at the wrong time of day, can secretly contribute to stroke risk. Here's how. Unlike vitamins that dissolve in water, vitamin D is stored in your body's fat tissue and is released slowly. When you take large doses every day, it causes your body to absorb a surge of calcium. The problem is that this extra calcium doesn't always make it to your bones. Instead, it can get deposited in your arteries. Over time, this causes them to harden, a process called calcification. Imagine a flexible rubber tube slowly turning into a rigid, brittle pipe. Once your blood vessels lose their natural flexibility, blood pressure can build up much more easily. In these stiffened arteries, even a very small clot can be enough to completely block the flow of blood to the brain. A 2019 study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that adults with vitamin D blood levels above 100 nanograms per milliliter had significantly higher rates of both stroke and heart attack. The National Institutes of Health has established 4,000 IUs per day as the upper tolerable limit. But many seniors unknowingly exceed this by taking multiple supplements like a multivitamin, a calcium pill with added D, and a standalone vitamin D supplement. The timing of when you take it also matters. Vitamin D plays a role in regulating blood pressure. When taken in the evening, it can disrupt your body's natural rhythm and cause an abnormal rise in blood pressure during the night. This is a quiet but dangerous condition known as non-dipping hypertension. A 2021 review from the Cleveland Clinic identified these nighttime blood pressure spikes as one of the strongest predictors of strokes that occur in the early morning hours in people over 65. When you combine calcium buildup with these nighttime pressure surges, you create a perfect storm. Stiff arteries under high pressure while you sleep, a combination that can easily cut off blood supply to the delicate tissues of the brain. Furthermore, excess vitamin D can also increase your risk of atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heartbeat that, according to NIH data, elevates stroke risk by nearly 20%. This occurs because the calcium deposits can interfere with the heart's electrical signaling system, leading to erratic contractions that can dislodge small blood clots and send them traveling toward the brain. For most older adults, the safe and effective window for vitamin D intake is modest, somewhere between 600 and 800 IUs per day. It's best to take it in the morning with a meal that contains some healthy fat to aid absorption. The only way to know for sure what your body needs is to get a simple blood test from your doctor that measures your 25-hydroxy vitamin D levels. If your levels are already in the healthy range, taking more is not better. It simply contributes to hardening arteries and putting unnecessary stress on your heart. A little bit of daily sun exposure and a well-balanced diet can often provide all the vitamin D you need without the risks of over-supplementing. And if you've been in the habit of taking your vitamin D at night, consider switching to a morning dose. This small change can help stabilize both your blood pressure and your sleep quality. Let me know in the comments. If you've been taking vitamin D before bed, just type a 1. If you're going to check your bottles and timing tonight, type a 0. That small action helps more people find this video and stay informed. You're watching Senior Health Secrets, where we believe that knowledge is the best tool to protect your brain long before medicine ever has to. Sometimes the most serious threats aren't the ones that wake you up in the middle of the night, but the ones that allow you to sleep right through the warning signs. Every single day, millions of people over 60 take vitamins with the best of intentions, believing they are building a fortress of health. But as we've learned today, the wrong dose, the wrong combination, or even the wrong timing can silently strain the heart, harden the arteries, and increase the risk of a stroke, often without a single clear symptom. Our goal here is never to create fear around supplements. It's to empower you with understanding. True, lasting health starts with awareness, not with a higher number on a bottle. If this video has helped you look at vitamins in a new light, tap the number 1 to let us know you want to keep learning with us. Or tap 0 if you're planning to take a closer look at your daily routine tonight. And please, don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Secrets. Here, we believe that knowledge is what keeps your heart and your brain one step ahead of danger. Stay curious, stay cautious, and I'll see you in our next video.